So here we are at one of the freshwater marshes at the Golden Aster Preserve. Now there are 26 marshes altogether scattered throughout this preserve. They typically support similar vegetative composition, but right here behind me you can see this really cool circumference of palmetto enveloping this marsh. There are also two hardwood swamp communities at the Golden Aster Preserve.
The scrubby flatwoods is located in the northeast corner of the preserve, forming the northern end of the low central ridge. This community comprises less than 3% of the total land cover and consists of a treeless prairie dominated by saw palmetto, with tarflower, gopher apple, and wiregrass in areas where the palmetto is not as dense. Prescribed fires prevent the community from secession into hardwood hammock or xeric oak. There are 10 different classifications of soils and sands found in the Golden Aster Scrub Nature Preserve. Management measures for the preserve include protection of the natural vegetation to prevent soil erosion, preventing off-road vehicles from accessing the preserve, and maintaining the trail system and fire breaks.
Yeah, and if you notice the oak trees behind us, they're all relatively short. And that is because this soil, as you see, we'll step out and let you see it, is very sandy. So not a lot of nutrients in that soil right there, and therefore the oak trees can only get so tall. And this is what it's like in a scrub preserve. Look at that tiny oak. So just like other parks throughout Florida, this park has its endemic animals. Animals like the gopher tortoise, the indigo snake, the scrub jay in this scrub habitat. This is one of the places where they nest, and they're actually tagged here. Other animals would be like coyote and rabbits and stuff like that. But if you have a look here, here's actually some scat that we found on the trail. Lots of hair in it. Very likely coyote, very likely. There's also invasive animals that are a part of the park too, and Coby's going to talk to you a little bit about that.
Well, and sort of the exotic animals on the preserve to date here, the feral pig, of course, the domestic cat, the 9-banded armadillo, and as mentioned, the Cuban tree frog.
We have also seen some very invasive two-legged creatures. I didn't know if it was a Florida skunk ape, but they were wearing like backpacks and had like all this white suntan lotion on their face. I'm not sure, but I think they're an invasive species. So here we are in one of the kind of man-made lakes here at the Golden Aster Scrub Preserve. It was a hole dug out to build I-75, filled in with water. Now it's a beautiful freshwater landscape.
Habitat restoration in the form of management activities such as prescribed burns, exotic vegetation control, and roller chopping overgrown habitat were implemented upon the purchase of the property in 1995. These activities were implemented to improve the condition of the scrub jay habitat. And scrub jays need low, shrubby vegetation, preferably oaks, and open sandy spaces for courtship and storing acorns. The roller chopping opens the habitat and allows other scrub vegetation to germinate. A grant from the Pinellas County Environmental Fund provided funding for much of the restoration. In addition to the scrub jay habitat restoration, the area where the asphalt plant originally stood was planted with a variety of native grasses. Trees were planted on the banks of a small borrow pit, and longleaf pines may be planted in an area that was damaged by the catastrophic arson fire of 2006.
Well, as you can imagine, the namesake for the Florida Golden Aster Scrub Preserve is the Florida Golden Aster. Now, this yellow plant, you can see there's yellow flowers all over this park, but it's endemic to the region and threatened plant. So very rare in other parts of the state, and certainly difficult to find it anywhere else. The importance of fire to the scrub habitat, cannot be underestimated. The invasive species that could exist here and take over the landscape and make it difficult for the golden aster to grow or for the scrub jay to be able to thrive, could really be threatening. So it's important that every year that they do these prescribed burns, as you see here behind me. Now, not only does it control, invasive species above the ground, but it also burns some of the debris that exists under the ground, which could cause really hot fires, especially from kogon grass. And when kogon grass burns, it's so hot that it kills the golden aster seeds that would allow them to be able to thrive here. So these fires are very, very important. So thank you for joining us on our tour through the Golden Aster Scrub Preserve.